Hello, everyone. I am Silly Squirrel,
And this is Master Rein.
and we are ReviveMeBroGames, a gaming podcast where two best friends discuss cooperative games, multiplayer games, and so much more. We are available anywhere you get your podcasts. If you listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review. It's free and it helps us support the pod. Plus, we are giving away free merch. All you got to do is send us a screenshot of your 5-star review to our email or social media with your name and address, and we will send the goods wherever you are. Also, remember to check out our YouTube page with our latest streams and, of course, the pods. What's up, Master Rein? How you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm alive, dude. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm here.
I know we've had a
Dude,
couple podcasts without you, man.
dude,
It's not
yeah,
the
yeah,
same.
y'all have had to man the ship without me. I'm so glad though. It's been tough, but I'm alive. Just been working a lot, working my tail off, and
Mm-hmm.
but just making it happen, though. Got a promotion within a year of my company, so pat myself
Woohoo!
on the back. There, it was pretty good. It took some effort, man. But within that time that I've been gone, man, it's been cool to see Revive Me Bro continue along there. I've been hearing people about they've been listening to the podcast. Like people have been telling me, they're like, "Yo, by the way, I listened to the pod." I'm like, "Wait, what?" I've just been hearing it from like people that never thought would tell me.
Huh, so that's why our numbers have gone up.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah.
I just did the Spotify Wrapped today, but for podcasters. And so it's mostly just more data. It doesn't really give you like, unlike the actual Spotify one that tells you
Yeah.
you listen to 100 hours of this, which by the way, this year it kind of sucked. And I heard it's because of AI, but the podcaster wrap it showed me like the numbers of like certain podcasts and which episodes had higher numbers, and like it was all very positive numbers. Uh, Funny enough, our number one podcast this year was the Remnant 2 review with
Incredible.
Johnny Boy and Leo. So shout out to
Incredible.
those two. Yeah,
Nice.
it had some of the highest numbers.
But by the way, bro, how have you been, man? How's life been treating you?
Pretty good. Just went to Japan. Hence why we didn't have anything Revive Me Bro in November. I was gone for 2.5 weeks. And my God, dude, Japan's like the best place to be a geek. It is like we all should move there. Like
Yeah, dude.
you, Sapito, Johnny Boy, Luis, like we should all move there and just
Talking about the dream,
like
brother.
yes, it's crazy. Like I bought a few Game Boy games. I mean, yes, they're in
Oh my God.
Japanese, but the fact that I was able to buy Japan exclusive
Fine,
games,
just learn Japanese.
yeah, dude, it's insane. The amount of stores, manga places, anime places, video game places. But
Yeah.
not just that, but just like overall, like if you watch a lot of anime, there's a few things you kind of look for. And I saw this, the famous high school you see in every single freaking anime. Like I saw some of those, the 7-Elevens and all
The
that.
seven the convenience stores. Yo.
Yeah, that you see all the time, where like you see like your Shinjis or your school kids like buying like sandwiches, like the onigiris, like all that stuff. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. So I can't complain. Work has been very busy. I've been able to play a few games here and there. And Japan was just insane, man. People should go. It really opens your perspective on how the world works. And let me tell you, man, they got some of their shit together.
They got it. They got it figured out. That is a little bit factual for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, man, it's good to be on a podcast with you, dude. It's good to talk here, and it's good to you know what I'm saying, just kind of be get back at it a little bit. Like I'm being able to not have to work 60 hours a week anymore is just really nice.
Yeah.
Which means I'm definitely going to be here a little bit more. Shout out to Javier because I got the F124 game. It was on sale and I snatched it,
Ooh.
dude. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I'll have to stream it. It's very it's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing a lot of like research into like not a lot, but I've been researching like actual like tactics or learning or tips, things you can learn or
Yeah.
stuff that you can learn like as a real race car driver. And
Yeah.
like one thing that I learned recently is like if you are going around a turn and you've got your
Hmm.
foot on the gas and you completely let your foot off the gas, you're going to probably spin the car out. And that doesn't make sense. right?
What?
And
Really?
yes, dude, I forget what it's called exactly. It's called, I think it's called like pull off understeer or something like that. But
Interesting.
but what happens is just like you kind of letting go of the where the force is from the back of the tires to let it go from the force of the back of the tires being let go completely when you let go your foot off the
Yeah.
gas. And so it causes like the back to kind of spin out a little bit, right? And so you spin out on turns a little bit, and you're
Oh.
thinking, "I'm just trying to slow down. What the fuck is going on?" It's because you're getting that effect, right? And dude, just like or other things like learning how to trail brake, for example,
Hmm.
like damn, dude, it's really insane. And then now learning and having learned this much stuff. Sorry, I'm on a
Hmm.
tangent here. And watching like real race car drivers like do it, like and go, and when they're hitting their gear changes and stuff, like dude, a whole new level of respect, dude, for these people. Wow. But I also feel like I could do it if I had the car and the money.
Dude, in that case, you should totally watch Senna on Netflix. Just
Mm.
gonna leave that there.
I will. That's the one I haven't watched yet. I've seen the one about the Ford one. I forgot what it's called.
Ford
The
versus
one
Ferrari?
for Ferrari. I saw that one, and then I saw the one with the about the the Gran Turismo movie. Yeah, dude.
Well, the one about Gran Turismo called Gran Turismo.
The one about Gran Anyways, but yeah, I saw that one, dude. Oh, dude, it was good. It got me pumped up because I was like, I could do it. And I like barged into my wife's room and I was like, knocked the door down. Boom! Look at this movie. This movie is about me in a way. Like it's a lie, but you know what I'm saying? Like after
Yeah.
watching it and being like having to justify a pretty expensive purchase of the wheel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna
Nah,
race car
yeah.
drive.
I know, man. Oh man.
Oh my god. You know what though? I told my boss that I got this after a really long drive because I had
Yeah.
to drive at like 11 at night one time, and he was just like calling me. He's like, "Dude, are you okay? I know it's late. Are you okay?" I was like, "I gotta confess, dude. I bought this racing wheel, so usually around this time anyways, I'm like driving anyways." And he's like, "No." So yeah. I got some questions for you, bro.
Hit me.
So it's the end of the year, all right? It's the end of the
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of things go down in video games this year. We could talk about your favorite, the best game that you think came out this year, the most important game that you think came out this year. But
Okay.
there's something that I'm a little bit more curious about. Think about that in the back of your head. But I need an answer first on this. Who do
Okay.
you think is ahead on the console world right now? Don't think about PC. PC is obviously is something else.
Yeah.
Xbox versus PlayStation. Who is who won this year's round at the end of the year, do you think? Your
You
humble opinion.
okay, so I really do think uh, that's a good question. Like I want to say neither of them really. I mean,
Okay.
I think if you look at it objectively, I think PlayStation had a better year. But I feel like PlayStation's gotten pretty lazy. And I hate
Mhm.
to use this as an example, but look at Concord.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
like I think Helldivers really saved their asses.
Oh,
Uh,
big time.
like Xbox is trying hard, and with their Call of Duty available via the Game Pass, which you know you and I have been really big, um, what is the word? Proponents, or like we really push for Game Pass, like especially
Yeah,
when we first
yeah.
started this podcast. But it's like they're both kind of ending with like a whimper, you know, like a we're done, yay. Cause, dude, I'll be honest, like I probably play more on my PS4 and on my PC than I do on my PS5. Unless it's like the latest like WWE game or uh, FIFA.
Mhm.
Like when it comes to like actual gaming, I play on the PS4. So anyway, long story short, I think PlayStation's winning. I think they've been winning for a long time now. I'm still rooting for Xbox to do something, but when you don't have a new Gears game, when you don't have a new Halo game, or any of their exclusives, like people shit on the exclusives all the time, but it's like it's really what differentiate consoles, in my opinion. Is like why would I want to buy an
Or go
Xbox,
consoles, right, right, right.
or why would I want to buy a PlayStation? And at this point, it's like just get whatever. Just get a
Yeah,
PC.
exactly. It's hard to call them exclusives when they eventually come out on PC. But then it's also
Yeah.
ridiculous to like keep a game gate, behind a certain console, like just gate kept, I guess, behind a certain console. So there's like, I guess, a lot of things to think about there. I was thinking Xbox was having a better year this year,
Okay.
but at the same time, I also feel like PlayStation had a bad year in general. Not that Xbox necessarily had like the greatest year ever,
Hmm.
but it just kind of feels like PlayStation just in general just didn't really have a great year. I think Helldivers was awesome, but then
Yeah.
I feel like they quickly killed their community with that, and then it was hard for people to come back to it after a long time. Obviously, a lot of games are coming out.
Mm.
They spent a ton of money on Concord, right? And then they released the PS5 Pro, whatever, and then people are like, "Yeah, I can't really
The
justify
difference is so minimal.
the
It's so
minimal for
minimal.
like how much more expensive you're gonna pay. There's literally no reason to upgrade, right? And then I
Yeah.
recently saw, and I started laughing my ass off. I recently saw a deal. I forget for what store. There was like a PlayStation 5 on sale for like 400 or $360 or something like that. And I was like, wow, after
Wow.
everything that everybody had gone through, after the couple people that had bought them for like $1,000 or $2,000, to
Yeah.
see it
Yeah.
there just thrown. I see tons of them over here that they can't sell them now. And I'm like,
Well,
like,
yeah. It's like you're not gonna. Why would I buy a console that I already have a PS4? You know, and like I told you, I've been using the PS4 more often than the PS5, and it's like when I look at the library, you can just play this on the PS4
is there a reason? Is there a reason why you prefer the PS4? I guess, like, I mean, because can you not play
because
those games, I guess, on the PS5?
um yes, but it would require to reinstall the games,
Okay.
and in my opinion, the graphical bump doesn't look. I'm a guy who likes to play old video games. So for
Right.
me,
Yes.
like, oh yeah, now you can get the place on 60 frames per second. It's like, why? I don't have a TV that runs 60 frames. Like, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I can still
Mhm.
get the same experience. Like The Witcher, for example, I can download it on the PS5 and play it with the PS5 with enhanced graphics. But why would I want to do that when I already have it installed on the PS4 with all my
That's so
saves?
funny.
And it's like
That's
I'll just play it on the PS4.
I'm over here
It,
becoming somebody who's just kind of like, give me the native 4K, no anti-aliasing, 144 frames, just like God intended. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, dude. No, but no, it's kind of the opposite. Yeah, exactly. Almost
yeah,
like the
yeah, it's the
opposite, dude.
opposite.
It's almost the opposite, exactly. Yeah. But that's actually a really interesting point though, because you really don't even care about the graphical update. So what
I
is even
don't.
the
I really
point,
don't.
almost,
Yeah.
right? Here's something also. If and this is something that recently came out, to just to kind of bleed into this point here, of something that could
Yeah.
be an interesting point here to talk about.
Mm.
The Supposedly games are suffering, and modern games are suffering from stuff like anti-aliasing and all of those like frame generation things that you kind of get.
Yeah. The
Games are actually
DLSS
suffering
and all
that.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, did you watch that YouTube video? I forget what it's called. I'll have to see if I can find it. But it was something about like why modern video games are dying or something like that. And it goes into how companies are trying to save so much money on their graphics and stuff like that, that they're
Hmm.
opting for just allowing a lot of their frame generation to be done by like anti-aliasing kind of things. So what that way it makes the game look better. But the
Okay.
problem is that they're advertising these lifelike games that can't even run at a 30 frames, and then once you actually get it to a place where it can actually run, it looks like crap, right? So you're not actually getting, as a consumer, you're not
Uh-huh.
getting that thing that was promised, as a trailer, right? You're not getting it at the very end. It looks
Mm.
so bad once it gets to you, unless you have a great PC and whatever and all this stuff. But then,
Yeah.
you're playing this game of like fighting, of like always trying to like get like the updated stuff, when in reality, what's going on is all these companies are not, what's the word? What's the correct word? They're not optimizing their games correctly to where they can run smoother and run better and run the graphics better, and to where they don't have to burn your GPU as bad. I mean,
Yeah.
you remember how many developers were like, how did Legend of Zelda Twilight, not Twilight, Tears of the Kingdom, or how is this able to do this, and you're able to customize anything in the game, and it's so huge, and it's only like 2 gigs. How is this possible? It's because they're smart and they know how to. They're not like a company. Yeah, they're trying to make money, but they're not like a freaking like just trying to get by with the bare minimum type of company to make money,
Yeah,
which is what
yeah.
most modern gaming actually has become. Which is why you get so many people who, like you, love the old games, right? Because that's where the good stuff was, dude. You don't
Yep.
get that good juice anymore, dude. You don't get
No,
that
you don't.
goodness anymore. Exactly.
Like
Like,
if I can
good.
add to what you're saying too, it's like there's a reason why there's been a leaning towards like indie gamers, right? Where they do like pixelated graphics or PS1D makes and stuff like that. Like I think the past
Yeah,
2 years there's been an explosion of
shout out
games of
Core
that
Keeper.
nature. I'm sorry?
I said shout out Core Keeper. I actually on my ROG Ally, that's what I've been playing most. Core Keeper, a pixel type 2D type game, and I have been
Mhm.
in love with it. I've been dying to get back onto it. Continue your
Oh,
point.
what's it about? What's it about?
It's like Minecraft, but from the top down, and it's like in a cave, and it's exactly like Minecraft. You mine stuff, you get your blocks and whatever. You can craft stuff, and you can build machines, and you can mine the caves more. And it's like a little story behind it because it's really
Hmm.
cool. When you first spawn, you spawn next to this like orb, like ancient artifact thing, and then just it doesn't tell you anything. You just basically go and mine from there, and then figure it out from there.
Hmm.
And it's cool because like you start finding new enemies and you start kind of realizing that there's like a little story here, and it's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Anyways, yeah, I've been playing Core Keeper and I've been loving it, dude. It was like $10 when I bought it on Steam, like super cheap. I think it never goes up past like
Wow.
15 or 20, right? It's one of those like, exactly what you're saying, one of those type of indie games, dude. And it's like all in like the first like 5 hours, it's like gone a super soft spot in my heart. Like I love it already.
Yeah, yeah, and like you have games like, for example, like like survival horror right now is going through a lot of these like old school mechanics, and I'm thinking of like last year's Signalis, for example, or
Mm.
this year's Hollow Body. Both are very much PS1 esque. Like they still have a lot of modern, some modern sensitivities, but they really keep the core survival horror, like your Resident Evils and all that. Like they really keep a lot of that essence still there. And so when you play them, it feels like you're playing a game from that era. It's no surprise to me that it's like, well, Silent Hill 2 just got remade and it did really well. I'm thinking like Warhammer, for example, Space Marines 2, where it's the sequel to an older game that came out back in the 360s, and it's not like an easy game to play, but it's still simple and it's in what it wants to do. Also pretty linear in its mission structure. So it's not open world, which is another thing that people are having fatigue with. Uh,
Uh-huh. Yup. Agreed.
yeah, and then Age of Mythology Retold just came out, and that has done really well. And it's like the same thing. It's like people just want what's been familiar, and not just familiar, but something that they can play for a little bit. Most of the games I've been playing have been the older games that I used to not be able to play. So, like your Vampire the Masquerade is something I've been trying out now and then. Homefront, that supposedly Call of Duty killer, that's actually a
Hmm.
fun game. It was short
Mm-hmm.
but fun. The Thing remastered just came out a few days ago, and that's been doing really well. Also, it's $30. Go buy it. And that's definitely a 2001 game. But I think you're right. There's definitely a bubble that's gonna burst, but this might lead to companies trying to scale down. It's really seeing like what's lacking. Like what's lacking, what
Yeah.
type of games are lacking. You and I talked a long time ago about co-op games, and now all of a sudden, in the past 4 years, there's like a ton of co-op games.
We've seen a spike. We've seen a spike because it was clear that it was missing on the market and like it needed it, and it wasn't like anything hard to like decipher. It was like more co-op games equals more people playing together, and that's what a lot of people online want to do. Since we're not playing on the couches anymore as much as we used to, as sadly as much as we would like, but also people of the generation that used to play on couches have a lot of us grown up anyways, and we don't live together to where we can play on couches anymore.
Yeah.
So more co-op games just means we can all play together more. Why not?
Yeah, and
Why
even going
not?
back
Right.
to like the old aesthetics, like another game, and I know it's still another, and it's another survival horror. Go figure. There's a game called Conscript. It's a World War I survival horror game, and it's
Mm-hmm.
pixelated. Looks like Resident Evil esque. Uh, plays like kind of top down. So if you ever played like the old school like Blood Omen games, anyway, do I need to say more? Like people are
Right.
going back
Yep.
to an era where
People are
gaming
going back.
was much more simple, and I don't mean simple in like like Super Mario simple. It's let's just open a Call of Duty menu. That's all you need to see. It's like or a Fortnite menu. It's like Fortnite apparently now became this game that encompasses all these other games. It can be a shooter, it can be a racer, it can be a tactical shooter, it can be a
Fortnite
yeah,
is a lot of things
is
at
Call of
once at
Duty's
the
doing the
same
same
time.
thing. So it's like you're no longer getting these very much stick to its rails games. They don't have to be that long. They don't have to be open world or give you RPG elements. It's like this is what it is. This is the genre. Play it if you like it or don't. There's other options out there, and I appreciate that. And another one that we always talk about, Ready or Not, finally released. I've been playing it. Apparently, there's a deep lore when it comes to the single player, and my God, it is so good. Also, is
That's
a
what's up.
terrifying game. That's a
Yep.
game that it's like this is what it is. We're a shooter, but it's focused on simulation, a la SWAT 3, SWAT 4, Rainbow Six from old, and that's it. Play your mission, do your best. It doesn't boggle me with like, oh, I can like up my stats, or if I use this, it's gonna be no. It's here's your gear, here's your team, go.
Yep.
And
Yep.
sometimes that's
Yep.
all you really
Absolutely.
need. It's yeah, dude.
Um, I was gonna ask, dude. So now that we're talking about these games that are coming out and just releases and stuff like that. This year, dude, what would you consider? What would be your it doesn't have to be the top game, but what would be your top game or the best game that released this year, in your opinion, or best update to a game this
Ooh.
year?
I think immediately I want to think Warhammer 40,000,
Yeah,
Space Marines 2.
honestly,
Yeah.
yep, that's the best one. That's the best, most solid answer, dude. I think honestly, I was like, of all the things I was thinking about Black Myth Wukong. Like, I really like that
Yes.
game,
Yes.
and but it's almost like an Elden Ring, like what's it called, like esque copy, but it's great in its own
Of
right. It's
course. Of
still fun,
course.
and it's got a ton of lore. And apparently, I haven't gotten here yet, but apparently the final boss is such a monster and toys with you, and it's just like, I mean, do you want to spoil it? You want a spoiler? Are you ever gonna play Black Myth Wukong?
Probably not, brother.
I haven't gotten there yet though, because there's a shit ton of stuff to play. But that, well, I was like, man, that the lore, the story, the Chinese, like, history to it, and the just the game itself, solid.
Okay,
But
so
Warhammer, dude. Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I think that's a good answer too. The only thing I take away from that is that, but Black Wukong still feels like part of a Souls game. Like last year we had Elden Ring, and
Exactly.
this year we
Yeah,
had the
it feels like
DLC. So
this
it's
Souls
like
esque.
it's again, I'm pretty sure it's a phenomenal game, but it's like it's the same taste of games that we've been getting for a long time now.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
even and again, not knocking it down is just it is a really good game and it's a game of its time. Um, Warhammer feels like I'm playing a 360 game in the best possible way.
Yep.
uh,
Like, they cooked it for a really long time,
mhm.
so long that it came out like, and like, like an alcohol that, like, they just, like, it aged
It aged so
like
good.
a it aged so good, dude. It matured so well,
Mm.
dude. You know what I'm saying?
I really got like excited while I was playing it, and it reminded me of the days when like the nights where the Call of Duty games would come out and you go and buy it and then you play with your friends for like 6 hours. I got the exact same feeling, and I haven't had that feeling in a while. Probably since Battlefield 1 or even Gundam Evolution. Shout out to my baby. Um, but yeah, Warhammer, Space Marines 2, and then I really do want to shout out Helldivers because I do feel like this year was played a lot of Helldivers, and I feel like a lot of our core friends played
I
Helldivers
want to go
or
back to
Diablo.
Helldivers so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny enough, 2 games about Space Marines, right? uh,
Literally. Oh my gosh.
yeah. No, I think for me that's my game of the year, and then a special shout out also to the Outlast Trials.
Heck yeah.
I think that game came out last year, but it's fantastic. You kind of figure it out quite kind of quickly, but the first 6 to 10 hours that you play that game, man, it is a trip. It is a trip. I loved it. I loved it. It was a trip. I was scared. Like playing with Johnny Boy, it's amazing to see a game force Johnny Boy to not run around so fast.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and let me tell you, he can slow down, and he became our best player.
Of course. This is what I try to tell him all the time. If it just slows down.
It's like if you just slow down, you are amazing.
Just slow down. You're an S-class player, but you decide to go so fast.
It's like, brother, chill.
Question, dude.
Yeah.
To kind of wrap things up and talk about the future a little bit, man. Is there anything that you're super excited for to see next year?
Anything I'm super excited to see next year?
Well, you think I can give you an answer.
Go for it.
I can give you an answer right
Please.
now. It's gonna come out in January. It's Assetto Corsa Evo, which is an update to the Assetto Corsa racing competition game. But it's Assetto Corsa. I haven't really played them very much. I've been playing Competizione, which is like I guess like a GP type racer type game, and it's tough, dude, right? But apparently to get like the best out of Assetto Corsa, you have to mod it. But this one that's coming out looks clean, dude. Looks
All right.
so good. Apparently the physics are going to be great, and apparently, since I can just use my steering wheel with it, it's just going to be a really good handling and everything like that. So I'm excited to see how it really is when that one comes out.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Funny enough, this whole year I've been waiting for the Thing remastered and the Legacy of Kain remastered, and I'm getting.
Oh shit!
So I've been playing on the Steam Deck, the Thing, and it is glorious. It is glorious. It is more than a remastered. Like these guys, my God, I've been dying to play that game for years, but you can't get it unless you have like somehow find a PlayStation copy, which is rare, or you get like a computer copy, which you can only get via eBay and stuff. And the fact that now the remaster just quietly went, here you go, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm like, I cannot believe I get to play this game finally.
What a gift.
Yes. So anyway, to answer your question, I'm not sure, man. Like, I'm kind of a little out of touch on what's supposed to come out. I mean, besides, of course, these few remasters that I've been looking forward to. I would have to come back to that.
Honestly, dude, the answer I gave you is for something in January too. So past that, I mean, I've got nothing.
Like I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe the new Switch.
Switch 2, yeah. The other thing I'm actually extremely excited for. Side note on this video game, kinda, is Sonic, dude. The third Sonic movie, bro.
Yes, I'm excited.
So excited, bro! So excited!
We got a trilogy of Sonic movies, and they're all good.
They're all good. They're all good, and they're all like with Jim Carrey, and they're all good. And we're getting Shadow, and we're getting the Maria scene, and we're destroying the moon. My head. Like, I can't. Oh, I can't wait, dude. I told my wife, I was like, we're bringing my daughter to see Sonic, not for her, for me. I just need a kid so I don't look like such a weird adult,
Yeah, and probably have people being like, he's probably a furry.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, dude, so Shadow looks fucking fantastic. And Keanu Reeves as the voice.
It's just like it's perfect casting. Perfect casting.
The chef's kiss on top. And you know what's coming out at the same time as like the live action Stitch movie?
Mm-hmm.
But dude, like it's the live action Stitch movie is just not gonna have a good time, dude.
You know, now that we're just oh god, that Lilo, dude, straight that Lilo and Stitch movie, by the way, comes out on a special date. I'll tell you more about it later. But
It's all
when I
right.
saw
Sounds
the date,
good,
I was
brother.
like, no way, that is so cool. Well, now that you made me think of like what games are coming out, there are two games that I'm excited for, and I think this wraps up our pod nicely. You know how in the
Yep.
beginning I said that Xbox kind of feels empty without a Gears or a Halo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am excited for Gears of War E Day. I do
Mm-hmm.
remember that being part of the showcase this year, and I'm hoping it comes out next year, sometime in like October. If it does, I mean, I feel like that's a game we just have to play, considering we've played almost all Gears of War games on stream. And to me, they're the quintessential co-op experience. Like Gears has a special place in my heart in regards to co-op. Like I've never played it by myself. I've always played it with somebody, mostly you.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
You know,
Dude. Yeah.
so I think Gears of War E Day and
E-Day, dude.
the new Halo. So I'm still playing Halo Infinite, but you know,
We never streamed co-op. We got to do that soon.
I know we need to do that. Maybe in January we should just. I probably won't
We
be
should
as
do it.
busy. Yeah. So just letting everyone know, Sunday co-op meets are back.
There's on the
On the
horizon.
horizon. Yeah, we need to get that going. And then Halo, I know, is in development again. Not from 343. If I believe that they announced that they were going to
Bro, yeah,
use
they got
Unreal.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they're gonna use Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that could be a problem for everybody, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. We'll
That
see.
video I was talking to you about was actually called "How Unreal is Killing Gaming," so we'll see how it goes because apparently
Um.
Unreal is the culprit with a lot of those things.
Yeah, I
And
can see
somebody
that.
had this comment which was like, development is offboarding their development costs onto your $2,000 GPU.
Yep.
They're just expecting you. You know what I'm saying? That
Yep.
could be at the next dude. The next podcast, we should talk about that, dude. Let's do some research on that.
Lastly, I do think that it's funny to me that Unreal's being blamed for all this when, since the 360 days, actually, what is the one thing that we constantly heard from most games? Made in the Unreal Engine. And it's like, how
Oh
many?
my god!
Like, remember when a lot of games were like, huh, this kind of looks like Gears of War, you know?
Oh my god! We're gonna open up a rabbit hole right now,
I
dude.
know.
This
I
is the
know.
next podcast
Yeah,
idea
this is
right
the
here.
next. Yes.
Holy
Yep.
whoo! I'm fired up already, dude. I'm already fired up, dude. Like
Mhm.
this is what I do. I'm a video gamer. But no,
Okay.
but it's just like what we do for
Side note, my
real.
daughter just woke up, so good timing.
Perfect, dude.
Anyway, thank you all so much for listening to us and listening to us rant and speculate where the gaming is going. Thank you, Master Rein, again, and it's so nice
Thank
to
you,
have you
sir.
back, brother.
I'm alive. So we'll do this again very soon, man.
All right. Well, remember to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channels, and also follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We thank you so much for another good year, and here's hoping that 2025 may be our best year yet. And yeah, y'all have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
We'll catch y'all on the flippity flip. Peace, people.
And remember, never stop reviving.